starting late. We were waiting for the quorum. The quorum for SGM is 100 members. So we start with a word of prayer from Winnie.
Let's pray. Mighty Father in heaven, we are before your presence this evening. We want to thank you, we glorify your holy name, for you have been good to the membership of this club. Thank you even for gathering us here to deliberate on important matters of the club. May you bless everyone wherever they are, whether listening at home or in the presence here. May you bless them. May your deliberations be fruitful. In the mighty name of Jesus, we pray and believe.
Amen.
Amen.
Thank you, Winnie. Kamau. The chairman, Little Sports Club, vice chairman, the immediate former chairman, executive committee, trustees, membership committee, and fellow members. Good evening. We are going to start our meeting today. We have confirmed that we have the quorum, which is 100 members. We have those participating online and those who are physical here. And the first agenda is to record any apologies. On my end, I have not received any apologies. I don't know anybody who might be having an apology. If no apologies, then we can proceed to the second agenda. From what we are going to discuss as the agendas of the day, is there anybody who have a conflict of interest? I'm hoping the vice chairman, you are checking on the online communication to see whether somebody is responding there. If no conflict of interest, we are going to read the notice of the meeting today. The notice of the meeting, dear members, this notice was posted on 31st of May 2024, which is 21 days before we call an SGM, and the notice reads as follows. Dear members, we are pleased to inform you that a special general meeting of the Riddle Sports Club will be held to discuss the adjourned motions from the 104th Annual General Meeting held on 23rd March 2024. Special General Meeting details, date 21st June 2024, time 4 p.m., venue Riddle Sports Club, format hybrid, that is physical and online. Agenda, appointment of auditors for 2024-2025, approval of the RSC strategic plan, consideration of fees structures, consider sponsored members' motions. We encourage all members to attend either physically at the Riddle Sports Club or online through our virtual meeting platform. Details for joining the online meeting will be provided closer to the meeting date. Your participation is crucial as we discuss and make decisions on important matters affecting the club. For any queries or further information, please contact us on the mobile number and email provided below. We look forward to your presence and active participation. Regards, John G. Mwangi, the Honorary Secretary. Thank you. At this juncture, I'll call the chairman for the opening remarks.
Trustees, members of Managing Committee present, honorable members, good afternoon. It is my pleasure to warmly welcome you all to our special general meeting, which is a continuation of RSC 104th AGM held on 23rd March 2024. On behalf of Management Committee and Trustees, I extend my heartfelt thanks for your presence, both in person and online. Your attendance is a testament to your dedication and support for our beloved club. Over the past few months since we assumed the office, You have witnessed incredible support from all of you members. Your active participation in club activities, events, and meetings has been instrumental in driving our club forward. This unwavering support has enabled us to implement some improvements and adapt new challenges with confidence. We remain firmly committed to making your experience at Rodo Sports Club enjoyable and enriching. Your feedback and involvement have been invaluable in shaping our strategies and ensuring we meet the high standards we all strive for. I deeply appreciate the confidence and support you have shown us as we continue to adapt and transform our club. With that few remarks, I'll again invite the Secretary to take us through the program. Karibuni sana.
Now we go to, I'll invite the Treasurer for the agenda of consideration of appointment of the auditors for the year 2024-2025.
Chairman, members of the Management Committee, real members present both physically and online, good afternoon. As per the Constitution, the AGM is supposed to consider and approve the external auditors for that particular year. So the particular year we are looking at here is 2024. Allow me, members, to just explain how the process was and to be able to propose the specific auditor for your consideration. Before last AGM, there was an advertisement for expression of interest and allowed 6 of external auditors applied. These were subjected to the procurement committee post the AGM once the committee was constituted, and 4 were evaluated, and from the 4, the procurement committee recommended 3 to the management committee. So the 3 were subjected to the scrutiny of the finance study committee, and upon evaluation, 1 was picked. Maybe for purposes of transparency, we had Masals, the one that went to the final evaluation, there was Mitra, and there was Nelson. So among the 3, after consideration, FSC, that's Finance Study Committee, recommended Nitra based on the qualifications and also their affordability. So maybe just to mention is that for Mazars, they were number 1, but with a lot of consideration in terms of financial, from a financial consideration, they were quite high. And as such, nitrate was considered at 290,000, which is relatively the same with the previous auditors who were charging 300. And from the evaluation done, as I have indicated, there was a lot of scrutiny, and at this point, I'm proposing that the members can consider Nitra as the external auditors for Rodo Sports Club financial statement for 2024. I think I want to pause here, and if there are any questions or remarks or whatever, then can be discussed. Thank you. For clarity, the management have already approved NITRA, and therefore we're here for ratification by the general membership. Thank you.
Good evening. We require a proposal that motion of appointment of auditors and a seconder.
Ideally, we should just carry out the agenda item, appoint auditors for the following year. The treasurer has taken us through a list. Ideally also, maybe in the future we'll have a small document.
Trustee, please use the microphone.
Ideally also in the future we'll have a list of the auditors so that we can see a small document. So as we pick, we assume all of them satisfy the criteria you said. I don't know what, I'm not a finance person, but in the other light there were technical and financial proposals. I suppose the minimum, the one you pick, is not the most expensive.
Yes, there was consideration.
Yeah, so if that's the case, then I do propose that we appoint
NITRA.
Yeah. Do I get a second?
Trustee, you are supposed to say your full name and membership number. For record purposes.
Gabriel Okoale, 18139.
Thank you. Seconder. Yes.
Peter Maura Kimani, member number 18359, I second.
Thank you, members. We have appointed NITRA as our auditors for 2024-2025. We go to the second agenda. This was ratification and adoption of the RSC strategic plan. I would like to welcome our Vice Chairman and the Chair of the Development Committee to run with the motion.
Thank you, Secretary. Now the Chairman of the Sports Club, Mr. Thomas Maura, trustees, members of Management Committee present, honorable members of Royal Sports Club, good evening. Good evening. Very good. We are very happy to be here, and I think mine is short because I have the technical team who will help me present the strategic plan in the next 10 minutes. But first is to really appreciate the efforts that have been put into the journey of realizing, first not the strategic plan, but the master plan. It's taken many years. I think this journey started way back in 2010, culminating into adoption of a master plan just probably a year ago. And as we realize, the implementation of that master plan requires that we have a strategic plan which will guide the implementation of the master plan, which is, of course, a forward-looking document for many years ahead of us. But slowly, for us to start realizing it step by step, it's important and very imperative that we have a strategic plan. Now, I want to invite the team from Metropolis Architects, led by Dr. Monyua Maora, to take about 10 minutes to present to us the aspirations that we pass to them as members. Of course, whatever is passing to us technically is our dreams as members, so I believe he's not carrying his own ideas because public participation at the club level has happened. Kamukunjis has happened, or town hall meetings have happened, and even before, a week to this event today, we have held discussions with the team from Metropolis, and I think we've continued to share the ideas. And remember, members, this was to be done during the SGM 104th SGM a few months ago, So it's just a carry on of what was to be presented that day. So karibu sana daktari, have your 10 or 15 minutes maximum for members to understand where we want to go.
Glory, she's the one who is taking minutes on my behalf. Just stand up and wave. So don't worry why I'm not taking the minutes. We have somebody who is taking the minutes on our behalf and also guiding us. She's an advocate and CPS. Karibu sana.
Yes, good evening members. You should have the voting links. They were sent yesterday in the evening. So the voting link will, the email will contain the voting link and your membership number. Yeah, so if you don't have, I think I can get, maybe I can get your information so that I will forward it to you. So what will happen is during the voting time, you just click the link, you enter your membership number and your secret code. Then you just proceed to vote. So there will be a resolution there where you can vote either yes or no. And once you click on yes or no, you click on submit and your vote will be submitted. If you don't have it, please check on the spam folder as well. Thank you.
But the trustees, the executive committee, all members of River Sports Club, both the ones who are here present and the ones who are here online, we are very humbled and to have this opportunity to present to you the strategic plan. As you're aware, we are the same team that had helped you to prepare the land use master plan, and we want to walk the journey with you in terms of where you are able to move the club forward. And the strategic plan itself is one of those tools that the organization will be able to use to be able to see where you're able to see your club in the next 5 years. 5 years. But the land use master plan, of course, was up to the year 2045. So I'd like to start presenting the presentation so that we can move it in a more structured and systematic way. Can move on to the next slide. So we're given this task of preparing the strategic plan. So I'll have about 4 points to go through. The first part is just an introductory part. The second part is how we went about doing the work in terms of the procedure and the process, what we developed in terms of the strategic plan, and lastly, how shall we implement the strategic plan. So our main work was actually to be able to see exactly how we can develop and formulate a strategic plan as a tool for decision making and long-term development and implementation of the club. As you know, also the strategic plan is one of the tools that is usable for also implementing the land use master plan for the period 2023 up to the year 2025, which you already have with you. Next. So in terms of methodological approach, we evaluated the past performance of River Sports Club. Then we did a stakeholder analysis and we looked at the internal strengths and weaknesses of the club, but also the opportunities and threats. We generally went through a detailed analysis of the club. I think that's in the next slide. So we did initial stakeholder analysis. We did some focused workshops with you here, brainstorming sessions with you as well. And also we had an online questionnaire and also one which was actually presented physically to people, to the members here. And also we discussed with staff so that we made sure that the entire process was inclusive, it was comprehensive, it was very robust in terms of ideas that were generated at the very end. Next. So the strategic plan itself, I think you can move on to the next one, identified 3 clear areas in terms of your mission, your core values, and your mission. And as you can see there, in terms of vision, is to create a quality service culture that promotes a friendly and enjoyable experience for members, visitors, and the local community. We have about 10 values. And in terms of strategies in the master plan, we had about 8 of them. One of them is to do with governance, membership, finance, sports, golf itself as a major sport, digital marketing, communications and IT, the environment, but also to do with maintenance and facilities. Now the take home which I wanted you to carry with you today is more to do with how do we move our club in terms of improving the facilities. I think that should be the next or third slide from there. Next. So how do we begin to implement the master plan? As you recall, sometime in 2020, there was another stakeholder consultation. I think by that time you did not have a consultant to help you with developing this master plan. But one of the things that the members identified is the need to refurbish our clubhouse, which is just next door here, and also to come up with a sports complex. Next. As you recall, this analysis was already done by yourselves. Up to about 73 people identified, 67, that's item 1 and 2, identified the need for a refurbished clubhouse and a sports complex. Next. So you recall, of course, the master plan, and it's good that it's actually here as a presentation that attempted to see the entire scope of our area in terms of how it's all planned, from the golf course side to the dams, to the events grounds, etc. I'll not present this because that's not the focus of our presentation. Next. Yes, you have actually these drawings at the reception area. You also have a model indicating exactly how the plan of the club is for the next 30 to 40 years. Next. As you can see there are about 8 areas that we identified for immediate implementation, and the focus for the current period of 2023-2028 is actually the cluster 1 and cluster 2, which is what I'll present right now. Next. So as you recall, there were about 8 clusters. Again, I won't go through them. The one we're interested in is the present location of the clubhouse, which is cluster 1, and then the proposed sports complex on item cluster 2. Next. So again, that's the same drawing, but expanded a little bit more, which was already in the master plan. Next. Of course, that's a closer look of the master plan, looking at towards the golf pitch. Next. Now, one of the things that was clearly identified was the need to refurbish our clubhouse, but still retain it in terms of certain characteristics of the bar and all that. Next. So I don't have a pointer here, but if you can now begin to see exactly where we have the where we are seated is where it's in red. The clubhouse itself, the bar is being retained, but we're introducing also an extension of the clubhouse towards the golf area, and also we have now a new kitchen which is located exactly where we have the current spa. The details of which I'm sure you will need to get an architect to be able to assist you with that. Next. Then on the right hand side there is where we have on top of the existing clubhouse the sports bar and an area which overviews the golf pitch. And on the left hand side is where we had proposed a business center. And at the bottom there are some washrooms. Next. So that's the view, again from the extended clubhouse. I'm sure that is very clear. Everybody understands 3 dimensions very clearly. So on the ground floor is the extension of the dining area, and at the top there is the sports bar. And on the left hand side is the business center. Next. Of course, that's a good view of hole number 1, hole number 18, hole number 9, and on the right-hand side, hole number 10. Next. Then the other item in cluster 2 is the provision for the sports complex, which is the second item that you have voted as members. That's what we want to go for. So on the ground floor, we have the changing rooms. On the right-hand side is the gents changing rooms. And on the left-hand side is the ladies changing rooms with sauna and a sauna, and on the left-hand side, I'm not able to see very clearly. The steam bath here, on the steam bath here. Yeah, okay. Then on the first floor, next. So that's the sports center with one side with a view of the swimming pool, which will have a very direct view towards the swimming pool. Next. Then on the first floor is where we have the gym, the aerobics, and on the left-hand side is where we have the unisex salon. And on the second floor is where we have offices for the executive, with meeting rooms and that kind of thing. So there are more detailed areas which, if we went into detail, we'll be able to see exactly the items. Next. Of course, the extension of the clubhouse and the sports complex comes with a cost, which I guess would be a subject of discussion, and how you'll be able to raise this money. It comes to a figure of about 164 million, which probably you'll be able to see exactly how you can raise it in the next couple of years. But I believe this has already been considered in your current budget for this year. Next. So, of course, we had many areas in which we thought you'd be able to raise the money. The first one, of course, is through the membership fees, development levy, being able to have corporate partnerships, being able to have merchandising of your items here, etc. Next. Yeah, so I think my 10 minutes are over in terms of giving you a snapshot of the exact items that you are looking at. There are many items which, of course, I've identified in terms of the strategies, but the key one which I wanted to bring forward is just the implementation of the extension of the clubhouse and the sports complex. So thank you so much, and back to you, Vice Chair. Thank you. Okay, I've been asked to take a few questions in case there are people who would like to raise maybe one or two issues, possibly areas of clarification, maybe areas that you probably see as requiring some bit of extension in terms of discussion. Yeah, so I can take maybe one or two questions.
Good evening, members. Thank you. I didn't get your name, but thank you for presenting it so well. Maybe my question, maybe let me introduce my name. I'm CPA William Hilary. I'm member number 23009. My issue it's a very good detailed strategic plan. Maybe you can point out the priority areas in terms of, especially I've seen a very beautiful sports bar. And those priority areas, do they have a time frame? Like, for example, when do we intend to start? And when do we intend to have the first delivery on the priority areas? That will be important. Thank you.
Thank you, thank you. I think that's a very good question, which I think is connected with the way I've done the presentation. The priority area in terms of the actual implementation of the land use master plan is actually the clubhouse, its extension, then with the first floor level of the sports bar, and the second phase, or it can still go together, is the extension of the kitchen, and on the first floor, the business center. So that's the priority area. It's envisaged that within a period of 5 years, you should be able to achieve that. And that is also indicated in the budget at the very end. So the issue is being able to tie up in terms of whether you're able to achieve, in terms of how much you're able to collect the funding. But that should be the priority, the cluster 1. Cluster 2 would be the next priority, which is the sports complex. Thank you. Any other question, please? I would like to point out that we had already distributed a pamphlet to you. So I don't know how many of you got the pamphlets, but we had done quite a number of pamphlets for you to be able to have a nutshell, something that is normally what is regarded to as a popular version, something that is easy to understand. So I hope you also managed to get this pamphlet, which outlines the actual aspects of the strategic plan. Again, remember it's connected with your land use master plan, which is right at the reception. Again, that was presented last year during the AGM. Thank you. I'm handing over back to...
Yes, still continuing.
Okay.
I'm also checking on the questions from the ones who are online, members online. The question is, any consideration for accommodation facilities?
Yes, I think if you went back to the presentation, the staff accommodation was in the 3rd cluster, but I believe the priority right now is how to improve the experience of members. So yes, the staff housing is in cluster 3. So if funds allow, I'm sure you'll be able to move on to the staff housing, which is also in the master plan. So that's an item that is in cluster 3. So it's actually there, but it's not a consideration in the current period of the 2023-2028 period. Thank you.
Terry, I think he's asking about the hotel, kind of, not staff accommodation.
Okay. That again, yes, it's in cluster 4. It's in cluster 4. We had actually proposed that, as you remember, in the land use master plan, a fully fledged hotel, which is in cluster 4, including provision of rooms of different categories. So that is also provided for. Again, if you are moving towards the hotel, I think the cost, of course, for that one is a little bit higher, but we didn't consider it as an item for presentation in this strategic plan, because we were following exactly what you have been identifying as your priority from the year 2020 down to 2022 when we commenced the land use master plan, and you still identified it as the priority for the strategic plan. So yes, the accommodation in the form of a hotel, a fully fledged hotel, is in cluster 4, if you are trying to look at exactly where it is. Thank you. Any other questions, maybe from online members? Okay, if no more questions, I hand over back to the Vice Chair. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. For Dr. or for myself?
No, I had a question for Dr. Peter Maura again, member number 18359. It's good to see this finally coming to be. My only concern is around the fundraising avenues that you've mentioned. Some of them they sound very theoretical for us as a club. Just you can project that slide. You've mentioned things like broadcasting rights, ticket sales. I don't know what was the thinking around that, how that would be, but it's important to look at things that are practical, a bit more practical. But I like the plan, and I do support that. Thanks.
I think the broadcasting rights have something to do with the way it was also presented in the land use master plan, that you had actually looked at the front of the club towards Thika Superhighway as places where you can have billboards.
No, broadcasting rights.
Broadcasting rights.
Not advertising. Advertising is clear.
Okay, advertising is clear. Okay. Can we get to the slide? Because the contents must be there. Are you able to get to the slide? Just the second last slide, I think. Second last. Yeah, so we had various items. I don't know which one you saw as broadcasting.
3 and 7. The third one and the 7.
To generate revenue, with regards to, it looks like my sight is not very good from here. Just read it out the way you're able to read it. Oh, it's actually in front of me. I think you're the one to guide me here. Are you able to generate revenue from ticket sales for matches, tournaments, or events? I think we can help you out on that. Vice Chair.
Thank you, former chairman, and we really appreciate. I think these are internal matters, if for lack of better word. We've been here doing projects. Probably the one I remember that costed us much was the irrigation project. So we are looking at similar models of raising funds. We are not going to go outside the paths of raising funds. Probably when ideas change, we will adopt the ones that work for us. But I think for us, we need a clubhouse. How do we get those funds? I think it's members now to come back again and ask ourselves, how are we going to fund it? I think he's done his work, if you ask me. Any other question? Very good. I think members are not believe at that point that since we came here, or personally I joined this club, I've always said that these cars that we park here think that we go to heaven every time we leave them. Every time we leave them at the carport, because the car park or the port there does not match what we see on this other side. It's time, members, that we upgrade so that our cars are right for once, that we also go to a good place, that we sit and enjoy all the amenities and facilities that come with a modern clubhouse. And if we can do that, we also can do a sports complex. So I invite back the Honorary Secretary to proceed.
Thank you, Vice Chairman, for that wonderful presentation together with Daktari. I think you can see that we are hoping we're going to move in the right direction. And what is important now is now for us to ratify and adopt that the strategic plan. And since it's a hybrid system, because there are those who are online, we have to do a voting so that we can see those who are supporting that we continue with that strategic plan, or those who feel that there's still more work to do. So at this juncture, I think we're going to open the voting. The link is going to be opened in a short while. I think it will just take us about 3 minutes. We can do the voting, then we can see the outcome.
Summer's Eve, train bound to nowhere, met up with the gambler. We were both too tired to sleep, so we took turns to stare out the window at the darkness. Boredom overtook us, and he began to speak.
I'm still asking, for those who don't have a link, you can come just here for assistance at the table here.
By the way they held their eyes, so if you don't mind my saying, I can see you're out of aces for a taste of whiskey. I'll give you some advice. So I handed him my bottle, and he drank down my last swallow. Then he bummed a cigarette and asked me for a light. And the night got deathly quiet, and his face lost all expression. Said, if you're gonna play the game, boy, you gotta learn to play it right. You got to know when to hold, know when to fold up,
Nani hajamaliza hapa? So you can close it. Okay. The yes has 2 votes at 95%. At the no's, 3 votes at 5%. So I believe the yes have it. Thank you. We go to the next agenda. I believe now we are good in terms of voting. Consideration and approval of the proposed new fees structure. And welcome the Honorary Treasurer to continue with this motion.
Well, I think the motion has already been led. Consideration and approval of the proposed new fee structure. Members, allow me just to give a high-level view about the proposed fees. And to start with is the entrance fee. I must say that last time when we were here during the AGM, somehow we discussed this, but we didn't go to the level of concluding into it. So by saying this, what I am trying to say is that management looked into those conversations. Of course, there was quite a good engagement allowed where we are, where we want to go as a sports club. You've already, been shared, or rather, you have already seen our strategic plan, which you have massively supported. I think during that presentation, you did see there were section for also source of funds to support that strategic plan. As the Daktari was presenting the strategic plan, he referenced our master plan that is in there. So this whole conversation you see on this proposed structure is to support that dream. And I think if you look at around this area, we are in a good position whereby we can invite them to participate in this conversation, but they have to pay for a value, is it? If you look at around the clubs that are around us, and if we try and match ourselves against what we could say they are much more developed, like Royal, the Modaigas, the Windsors, and those around us, we find there's so much above. And also, if you think about the kind of membership we have been inviting recently, it's quite a good number. And obviously, that has stretched our facilities. And we want to make sure also that we are able to improve our facilities. And with that simple background, allow me to just mention the increments for entrance fee. For family package, currently is 400, proposed to 600, effective 1st of July 2024. That's about, they are about, this 10 or they are about, or 9. Single package membership from 380 to 450,000. Reciprocating membership from 350 to 420. And corporate membership from 330 to 400,000. All these sections for entrance fees to be effective on 1st of July 2024. So I'm going to go through all of them, and perhaps if there is any questions and discussions should actually happen after the presentation. Subscription fee in the combination of your continuous support and the good work that you are doing to support the club, those stays as the. Okay, I'm being told I'm close to the all right. Yeah, but from a subscription fee perspective, so those stays as they are, or currently are, so no change. We go to green fees. These are the competition fees. We currently pay 700 to 800. And I must say here that what we are trying to do is also to ensure that we safeguard these membership fees so that they can go into the projects and ensure that we pursue our dream. If you look at our expenses currently, majority of our expenses, including direct labor cost, they are actually golf cost expenses. And with time, we have seen a bit of inflation around this area. And we want to ensure that you continue enjoying this golf competition, but also ensure that we continue to maintain, our costs. So there is a slight increment there from 700 to 800. Credit golf day from 300 to 400. On rate fees, we have access to rate for non-members, specifically from 700 to 800. Again, on the same background, to ensure that we are able to maintain. I'm sure now, if you go to the rate which was completed last year, and majority of us, I'm sure they are enjoying now. And we want to make sure that also the ones who come from outside who are non-members, they also continue to enjoy it. And therefore we want to make sure we maintain the standard. So from 700 to 800, balls stays the same, golf balls stays the same as 3 shares. Daily membership fees, members, these are the green fees specifically. On a weekend and public holiday with a member from 500 to 4,000, effective on 1st of July 2024. On weekend and public holiday without a member, an increment of 1,500, so 3,500 to 5,000. Green fees on weekday with a member from 2,000 to 3,000. If you turn to the next page, green fees weekday without a member, again from 3,000 to 400. Sorry, thank you so much, Vice Chair. From 3,000 to 4,000. Bar and kitchen fees. Yeah, and that the same is effective 1st of July 2024. Bar and kitchen fees we will review as market changes. I think you already know there is the finance bill. We will check how that affects our operations, but we'll make sure that we don't impact heavily on our members so that they continue enjoying patronizing the club. So in a nutshell, entrance fee effective 1st of July 2024. Green fees effective of January 2025. And then daily membership fees effective on 1st July 2024. That is if you approve. I wish to pause here and HS, just invite questions and answers or discussions. Thank you.
Question?
Yeah, there's one there.
I'm Winnie Kamau, membership 23137. Concerning the membership from 400 to 600. I believe, as the treasurer explained, you have looked at other clubs and how they are actually charging. And then I'm asking myself, what is it that we have done currently which justifies a 50% increase? And because we want to attract members, but I don't see how far we have gone so far from where we are, apart from maybe the cost that justifies a 50% increase. Instead of, because we may opt for that, but it will take us so long because the fee may have become punitive and members may not be able to pay. So my proposal is maybe we move gradually, maybe from 400 to 500 to 600, so that we also continue increasing or improving our facilities so that it attracts members. Because we may compare with other neighboring clubs, but they are so developed that they will see, why go to Ruiru and I have a facility nearby? It's almost the same cost, But now I have better facilities in the other place, because as far as I can see, we have not really increased in our facility, and considering that we have quite a high membership and our facilities have not even enlarged, so that we can even be able to accommodate the increasing number. So I feel we need to also be able to put in something so that it can be attractive. Concerning the rest of the proposals, I feel they are quite in order. Thank you.
All right, thank you, Wendy. Maybe I can take another one.
Thank you, CPA. Again, my name is CPA William Kamau, member number 23009. In this proposal, I supported 100%, and for this particular reason, this club has come of age. And if you look at even the members who joined here many years ago, like Akina Professor Kenji, depending on how much they paid, whether it was 10,000 or 20,000, if today this was a public limited company, and they want to move out and we have to value the share, I can tell you from where I sit that the share will have multiplied by more than 10%, more than 10 times. And this is because the improvement that has been done there, here, currently, anybody can be able to see of late that this is the cost that we were not there 10 years ago. Today you go to other clubs like, let's say Rimuru, and the moment you say you are from Ruiru, conversation starts changing. Because the people who played there some 3-5 years ago do not believe what they see. So this is a club that members should be able to be proud of and see what they have done and know that they are not yet there, but they are willing to do much more. We have just seen a very elaborate strategic plan that will actually change the dimensions of this club. And if we want to remain where we are in terms of entrance, we are not going to achieve that at all. We are going now to start putting some revenue to the members, and when you have put revenue, because you have to see what they are doing to other clubs, members actually tend to run away from the club, and sometimes even the intention was it noble, it tends to fail. Lastly, to say on issue of also attracting good membership, the fee itself defines the kind of the person that you want to attract to the club. When you find that you have very low fees, even the default rate, when people get to that club in terms of subscription, the rate of default rises. When you go to a club that somebody is being asked to pay 600, even to 800, you're not likely to see those members because they can't joke. You know, that money is an investment, and somebody would also be able to retain that membership by ensuring that they pay their subscription in time. Again, also, you also have to have people who are also serious because they know it is their money in stake. Just to finish that, sometimes back in Mosaic, for those people who have played golf for some time, even to play golf in Mosaic, you had to have at least handicap 24. Because that time when the handicap was up to 28, they thought maybe a 28 is just a beginner, and they don't want you to mess with their course. So we are at a point where we should be proud of where we are, and so we also want to attract people that when they come here, they can actually compare with where they play, where they are coming from Karen and the others. And finally, even the reciprocation, which is also long overdue, it means we have to start talking to other clubs. When you can't go to play to Karen, to Mosaic, to other places, even Sigona, some of these clubs are not even in Nairobi, they are outside the Nairobi region. And you want to travel to maybe to Kikuyu and play at Sigona. But they have to look at what is it that when they come they can get. Right now we're already starting a project. And so we are not where we were last year. And so I think this is a good time for us to be proud of what we have done and ensure that even the membership that are already enrolled with us, they can enjoy the little we are having. Because at least when you look at the overstretched facilities, sometimes people come in a competition, you can't even get the parking. You have to park in the muddy areas. You go to the changing rooms, they are overstretched, you have to put your bag on the ground. So we also need the members to enjoy maximum rate for what they have worked hard to achieve. With those few or many words, I support 100%.
Yes, from Gumo.
My name is Gumo Kinori, member number 20088. I wish to make my contribution on the proposal by the Treasurer. First, I will say this, that I support the approach, but there is a technicality that maybe you may have considered. When I look at reciprocating membership, you are increasing to 420. The family package, you are increasing to 600. In there is a difference of 180,000. So the question I have is that what is the least cost I can pay, or the least price, or the lowest price I can pay to join a reciprocating member withdrawing those posts? So I think we have an answer to that. There are clubs we are reciprocating with that I can join with as low or as 50,000 shares. So what that means is that to you, if this proposal goes through, you'll be opening a loophole whereby you'll be having people joining other clubs that we are reciprocating with at 50,000, and then coming here to pay 420,000, making it 470,000, and you'll be full members of Ludo Sports Club without paying the 600,000. So what implications will that have in your proposal? The implication would be upscaling the reciprocating membership to 550 at least, or bringing down the family membership package from 600 to 430 plus 50, which would be around 470,000. So probably you can do 500 for family membership, and then increase the reciprocating membership to 450,000 to address that particular gap. The other area I'll be interested in is your proposal to increase on the green fees. I find the proposal to be a bit scanty. It doesn't have details, because I'll be interested to know what does the data tells us. Because we have, we have visitors playing in our course before, and we have been here for some time. I'll be able maybe to look at the historical data for the last 10 years. How has, or what kind of, or how much of revenue have we been raising in this particular area, and then probably try to justify the need to increase on what exactly you are targeting revenue-wise. Thank you very much.
Good evening, members, chairman, all protocols observed. Dr. Erastus Toronto, member number 18110. Mine, I concur with Gori. I think he had seen what the gap that is existing there on dislocation, and we better kind of equate the dislocation and the new entry. Otherwise, there's a big loophole there, and dislocating members may use it. Then the other thing is an issue of caution. As much as we are increasing by 50%, I find that there is a kind of a move, we are moving, that is not quite good. And I'm saying this because of the good and better class that we have, like Kodaiga. Remember, just listen first. Modaiga had a challenge of even paying the employees. Why? They had hiked the men, they had hiked the rates, and what happened is that members could not join. Number two, members could not reciprocate because of high charges that they had put in place. And I remember very well even the issue of food and the like. I think those whom were paying big batches there before, at one point we had challenge of food that we almost got poisoned, all of us, because of poor workmanship which was there. So mine is to challenge you, treasurer, at least to reduce this, maybe on a progressive way from 400 to 500. And so as we manage ourselves, we don't get to a situation whereby we are not having reciprocating members. Then number two, we miss the members who will be joining because we have hiked the rates. So we better move gradually and we monitor ourselves, we see the rate at which we are moving so that we are able to know. You know, before we used to survive on recruitment, we are no longer having recruitment, and I think we said no to recruitment. But let's have a gradual way of recruiting members in a way that we are not financially poor, we are liquid, and we are able to manage the club, but let's not close a gap of having members coming in gradually. Thank you.
All right. So we have 4 remarks. I don't know whether online we have them. Online, do we have any to? Because I want to respond to all of them. Any online?
No, I don't.
Okay. All right. So let me just try and put something across. From an increment perspective, general increment of this entrance fee. CPA William have actually captured my thoughts around it, and I think majority of us agree. And I want us to really, reflect on exactly what we are trying to achieve here. And I understand from Dr. Lidoroto in terms of, putting people away. But I think, thanks so much. But I think, looking at the dream we are trying to sell here, and it's important that we ourselves feel the value that is in this club. 5 years ago, I think when I joined the club, there was a lot of improvement. When you used to walk, when you used to drive along number 4, you'd see some swell on the course, and people would take pictures and post and say, when you go to Royal, this is how you look. You know what I mean? Yeah? So there is a lot of improvement that has taken place. If you look at the dream that we just approved, that is enough for us to actually support this increment. And I want to assure you, members, if I look at the statistics, we have graduated. I think there was a time we moved from 300 to 400. And at that time, even the number actually doubled. So we should not be feeling like we are putting people away. And I don't think that we are just saying we are increasing because the clubs allowed us have actually, on a high entrance fee. It is actually the value that we are trying to sell today. And I'm sure if all of us want to achieve that dream, we must safeguard all other revenues, whether it's from golf revenues, from bar sale, kitchen sales. We ensure those covers our expenses. But then we make sure that the entrance fee is completely safeguarded for projects. And therefore, it is important that we consider this increment. In terms of I think there was a question or an observation from Gumo. I actually noticed what you said, and I'm not sure because we have the motions team, whether it's something that we can consider. I do agree with that technical gap from a reciprocating membership. Maybe it's something that we can agree to take to 550. All right. So I think in my thinking, it's something that maybe we can observe this year, and we see whether we reflect. Once we approve this, it's something that we can reflect and see the impact of it. These things are subject to change. We are almost 8 months to the next AGM, and we can see whether we need to change based on the trend that we are going to see. You mentioned about data, and I think we can use data to just check what that happens. It's not a big risk. I'm sure that membership can absorb for now. And in terms of competition fees, Gumo Kingoli, we talked about data for the last 10 years. I think in my explanation, I did indicate that we are actually not increasing this fee for the face of it. Yeah, we just try to cover a little bit of that inflationary aspect on our economy to just make sure that we also maintain our costs. And I'm sure when we really want and we mean to increase these competition fees, I'm sure it will not be 100% it's not 100 shillings if we look at that. And with that, I think I want to pause here and give back to HS to move the motion.
Sorry, Commissioner, just a clarification.
Yes, please.
So that for the transparency.
Correct.
For the corporate membership, how many members qualify to be called a corporate membership?
It's not my 5.
Yeah, I think maybe we could have put in brackets.
Okay, thanks for that.
Thank you.
Yeah, it's fine. So I just want to respond to a comment to say that in terms of clergy, there's a question about whether members pay for clergy, and I'm saying they don't pay. I think I just wanted to make that clarity. Thanks.
I think what the treasurer is saying, clergy fees, the members in that club are not supposed to pay. It's only now the visiting members, because that time it's open to everybody, even if it's not a reciprocating club. I believe that is clear. Okay, now we are going to vote. We are voting as per, it's going to be how many items? Yeah, we are going to vote as per the individual items, not as a whole document. Are we clear? So it's item by item. Yeah? These are finance bills, so but at least we don't have the Gen Z. And I appreciate the table that is behind the bowling team, because I know you have an ongoing competition. We're almost finishing, and we can come and watch we can come and train you for Koroga. So the vote is open, as we did. This one we are going to do haraka haraka. We start with the entrance fees. The same link, the same process. You can see display the display. Display those fees. I think also the question of the reciprocating, it can also be handled by the management committee, maybe to develop some terms on when should a reciprocating member join, so that we avoid that kind of ambiguity of the same.
Maybe the changes that we are proposing, how do we effect them? Because it's a yes or no answer. So the suggestions that have been made or requested, how would they be adjusted then if the question is yes or no?
Wakili, can you guide us the same?
Based on the choices that we have right now, it will stick to either yes or no, unless then we were passing a motion to amend, which is captured here.
It's also good to notice to know that we are not proposing on secondary.
Yeah, with that, then I think we really need to make it clear that if there is changes that we are making, we make them now, so that with those amendments, we'll have voted yes or no.
Yes, thank you. I just wanted, okay, my name is Ivan Switi, member number 19243. My understanding, and probably the legal expert can advise us, is yes, we are voting for now, yes or no, but with in the minute probably it will be captured that members have raised these concerns that will be considered by the management committee.
That's okay. Thank you. Okay, I think we are clear on that. Yes, Wakili?
We can move as at that.
Yes.
unless the member was proposing otherwise. If he's still dissatisfied, then we'll have to move a different motion to amend. But you can capture that on the minutes.
Toronjo?
Yeah, I think it's worthwhile mentioning that in the minutes so that we capture, and then within the management we can adjust.
Okay.
So we can move with it, yes or no, but we capture the areas that we need to change.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Okay. So we continue voting? Yes. So we are closing, we are voting? You have to close, then we can be able to vote for the second one. You have closed? Okay, not yet.
I could search this whole world, you'd still be.
We are closing the vote. Kuna mtu haja vote? Is there anybody here? They're still voting? Okay, one more minute.
And I heard him tell the singer, there's a song I want to sing. Could I hear it once before you move along? Sing me back home.
The first results for the entrance fees. So the yes, 70%. The no, it's 30%. 29 and 70. Yeah. Yes, it's 70%, and no, it's 30%. So the yes have it. Changes to green fees. It's 71.4, 28.6. So the yes have it. Range fees 79.4 to the nose at 20.6. The yes have it. Daily membership fees, it's 73% to 27%. The yes have it. Bar and kitchen fees, it's at 58%, 59% to 41%. The yes have it. So I believe all the motions that were presented, the yes have it. So you can clap the hands. I believe the treasurer will do a good job. And for clarification from one member, this vocation membership is for the family package. So we go to the next agenda, presentation and approval of the sponsored motions. Trustees, I recognize your presence. I believe one of you is the one who is going to present. We are going to the last agenda, presentation and approval of the sponsored motions.
Good evening, members. My name is Lucy Kwendo, member number 18510. Okay, I want to move the motion on the public golf range. Dear honorable members of Royal Sports Club, reference motion to lease land for the purpose of public golf range. On behalf of the management committee, the Royal Sports Club trustees hereby table a motion seeking honorable members' approval to allow the lease of a section of the club's land for the development of a public range. The said section The said section is located near the current range. According to the management committee, the benefits of such lease will include: number one, in line with the vision of the hosting international golf events, the range will give the club leverage in the lobby for inclusion. Number two, the club will generate extra revenue through the lease arrangement. A good example is a gun shooting range, wazee wa kema, temporary events ground, car wash, and the spa, which are all earning the club extra revenue. Number three, our golfers, and especially junior golfers, will benefit from the state-of-the-art range facility, which will provide, among other things, simulators and coaches. The community around us will have access to the golf range, which in addition to being a good CSR activity, is in line with the bigger vision of making golf accessible to many people. This motion is moved by the trustees on behalf of the management committee.
Thank you. I believe at this juncture, it's also good to appreciate our trustees. Can they be upstanding? Trustees, let's appreciate our trustees for the continuous support. It's also important for me as the Honorary Secretary to indicate that we have registered the trustees, so they are already registered as our trustees of Greenwich Sports Club. Chairman.
Thank you, Onsen. As you have heard, we had that motion for the purpose of public golf range, and after sitting in our committee, we withdrew the motion until we conduct a feasibility study on the same. Thank you.
Members, as you have heard from the chairman, the management committee, who are part of the movers of the motion, decided to withdraw the motion for further deliberation. So the motion will not be discussed as an agenda. Are we clear on that? Yeah. The mover of the motion withdrew the motion. The second motion is a motion from member 18276, Martin Jero Nyaga. Member Martin Jero Nyaga, is he around? Member Martin Jero Nyaga, member number 18276. Only is not, and he had also not sent any message to me. So I move to have this motion postponed, scrapped. So also we are going to withdraw. We are going to, is it to scrap or withdraw? Yes, trustee.
Secretary, you have advice from legal advice about the motions. Need of title. You have.
I believe a mover of a motion is supposed to be present so that he can be able to explain the position of his motion. So if at all the mover of the motion is not around, I beg to withdraw the motion also. So do we have any proposal of the same? Is the member there? Mike.
I'm David Gishwaya, I'm member 19246. I propose.
Thank you. Seconder.
Allow me now to second first. Maybe do maybe I was of the opinion that the legal should advise if at all it should be withdrawn or what term should be used.
If the member is not around, the motion can be suspended indefinitely or withdrawn.
Thank you. So I think it's clear, Bwana Madenge. So can you second now? Madenge. Okay, then this PMK.
I don't wish to disagree with the lawyer or the advocate, but I think the right or it's only the mover of a motion who can withdraw it. So for us here, we cannot withdraw a motion, but the suspension, I agree, and I propose or I second that we suspend it.
Okay, thank you. So we use the word suspended, not withdraw. Is it okay, Wakili? Proposer, is it okay, suspended? Thank you. There was also another motion which were, I read the motion. Member-sponsored annual general meeting motion. Please be advised that I intend to move the following motions during the 1/4 annual general meeting of the club to be held on 23rd March 2024. 1. Whether the management committee or trustees can remove a valid motion sponsored by a member as an agenda of a general meeting. Attached are my 2 motions left out of the agenda of our last annual general meeting, which was that previous motion that we have suspended. The second one is whether the registration of the club should be converted to a company limited by guarantee, and whether the club land should be registered as a National Heritage Site under Section 25 of the National Museum and Heritage Act. The mover of the motion is Martin Jero Nyaga, same person, same member. So I also would also like we consider suspending that motion. We'll also need a proposer and a seconder to suspend that motion. Ms. William?
I can just speak. I propose.
Yes.
My number is 23.
I propose that we suspend because the mover is not in the house. My number is 23009.
Thank you, William. Seconder?
I second the motion. We suspend indefinitely as advised, member number 21043.
Thank you, members. The motions stand suspended. We move to the last agenda. We have concluded, and I believe now where we are is, do we have any person, any other business? Just open the floor. Because the other time we did not discuss any other business of the club at the AGM. Any member with any business, any consideration that he'd like? If we don't have, check online. I'm just checking online. Don't have anything online, so I believe we are going to conclude today's special general meeting, and I'm inviting our membership secretary for a vote of thanks.
Good evening, members. My name is Ruth G. Kamal, membership number 18545B. I want to take this opportunity on behalf of our chairman, the trustees, and the management committee to appreciate all of us. We've indeed shown that we have the interest of the club at heart, because we've spared this day, being a working day, and we've been able to participate in all the business of the day, either physically here with us or virtually. We want to thank all of you for we've had you, and for the motions that have been voted. Those who voted yes, those who voted no. We don't have winners and losers this day. We are all working to make sure that our club is at where we want it to be. But for the concerns that have been raised, we will take them very seriously, and we'll continue to deliberate at the management committee level to make sure that we improve on where we need to improve. Others, thank you so much for your participation. Going forward, you've already been shown our master plan. We are still work in progress, and you know where we want to be. Give us time. Rome was not built in a day. So this commitment, this management committee is very much committed to ensure that we will be there, but gradually, as most of you have suggested. So support us, and we'll continue to do our best. Thank you so much, and God bless you.
Thank you very much. My name is Thomas Maura, member 18624, chairman of Rego Sports Club. For the new members, probably you don't know most of our MMC members. I request all committee members to step forward. And from far end here, for VIP, that's our treasurer. It's called Arias Karaoke. My vice chairman, Jesse Degwa. This is for the purpose, for those who don't know these guys. We have Honorable Secretary here. The guy down here is called, what's her name? Solomon Irongo. Is that our entertainment? Is it sports? And sports, we have Catherine Kitonga, kitchen convener, Ruth Kamau, membership, the general himself, security, GK, greenkeeper, Kenya Mushiri. There's another short man there called Kimanga, who's our maintenance, our bar convener and our DJ, Wanachege. Then we have our lady captain, Rhoda Mukami, and our IPC. His name is Chege Domo, or Domo Chege, Dominic. Fine, as you have heard, I think we have had a very good sitting. I'm happy about it. Everything has been passed, and as the membership secretary has said, we need money for this job. We always see from Tandao, all those proposals, we like them. But remember, we need money and you cannot do these things in one night. So keep encouraging us. Where you see things are going wrong, please point out. We have another gentleman here called John Kahungu, he's a boring convener. From me, thank you very much. God bless you. Asanteni sana. We hope to see you very soon with more development. Thank you very much. And with that, unless there's anything else, I declare this meeting closed with a word of prayer from the Rojo, please. Mr. Rojo. Mr. Rojo, please. Yes.
Members again, I'm Dr. Rastus Toronjo, member number 1810. Let's bow our hands up. Bow our hands up. Our dear Heavenly Father, we thank you this evening for the day you have given us. Good evening you have given us, dear Lord. Dear Lord, you have given us energy and power and good words of wisdom to deliberate on the issues of this club for the way forward. We thank you, dear Lord, that we managed to organize and have a purpose to discuss the matters that we have discussed. Thank you, dear Lord, for that, and we pray that, dear Lord, give us energy, give us funds, and give us team spirit to be working together. We pray this short giving and trusting in your name. Amen.